G'day guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about the red pill. What is the red pill? What is that social space and what does it promote? Remember, these videos are about education and not entertainment. It's important to be educated than entertained. Has talked about the red pill. This guy Kev Hick, I think his name's Kevin. The red pill community explained how to deal with red pill fanatics and avoid F-boys. Now, I've seen people like this make content about the red pill, and every time they get it wrong, they are so uninformed. What you're doing is taking 2 cents of truth, taking it out, and putting in 98% BS. That is not true. It's bad. It's bad faith. When you go out your way and you're uninformed and you give your uninformed opinion to the rest of the world, you're making the rest of the people uninformed too. And I'm going to prove it that you're uninformed by your own words. Are you ready? Your own video right here up in the top. You can see you're wearing the same cap, the same shirt. You're going to admit it. Ready?
What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about courting versus dating. Again, I haven't put a lot of thought into these. I'm just literally going down trying to answer, do video responses to the questions that I got in the comment section of the post I asked people what they wanted me to talk about. So I'll probably miss some points. I'm sure some of you will think of some better stuff in the comment section. I'm not trying to address every portion of this, but just off the top of my head.
There you go. You're proving that you're uninformed. You're proving you're just freestyling. You haven't put much thought into it. And so what happens is you have just made a video on 2% truth and 98% made up. That's what you've done. Okay. So let's go back to the video. Okay. So before we start watching the video, let me explain where I come from and how I know this stuff. 2016, I started noticing double standards within my own dating experiences. So I went online to seek maybe someone that understood what I was seeing and where I was coming from with this, right? I started finding out feminist versus logic videos, and then I found Jordan Peterson, and then I found the red pill. Okay, I found a lot of guys in my social environment having the same issues. Now, even though we were having all the same issues, it's not the issues that were the problem. We weren't the problem. What the problem was is the information that was given back to us, the tools and the equipment of how to go forward. Instead of male advocation and men's rights, we were told to self-improve, protect and provide. Here is the manosphere trap. This is literally what tradcons promote. Traditional gender roles. That means men protect women and provide for women. Endless self-improvement. That means you're never good enough. Status and validation. That means self-improve and get validation from women. No way out. Stuck in place. False promises, empty promises, right? Performance and pressure. That's why so many men have burnout. That's why there's such a high mental health within men. The echo chamber, which is the manosphere, right? You don't hear other voices. You only hear this one voice. And the end goal, which is simple, the picture of a love heart. Women's love. Intimacy, acknowledgement, acceptance, and respect. Women are the goal. Men self-improve for women. It's right here. Okay, because heaven, you misinform people. And I'm not bullying you. I'm not picking on you. This is not a video to put you down. This is a video to correct you. I don't bully people. Okay, I want you to understand this. I am correcting you because I need to make sure that the young men who see this stuff understand what they're seeing. Men protecting and providing. You got to ask yourself, is that pro-male? Because it sounds very pro-female. Because this is what chivalry looks like. This is what serving women looks like. This is what our society looks like. Men go to war and sacrifice themselves for women to keep them afloat. Men take on the heavy loads and the heavy burdens. And men pay to play. Okay, let's start watching your video.
What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about the red pill community's motives. Somebody asked me, please explain the Red Pill community's motives and how to tackle these guys. That was the question. I'm going to be honest. It would be better for you just not to tackle them at all. There's no reason to engage with the person you know immediately has to change, right? It's one thing to...
You see the first mistake. He says male superiority. That's not true. Not male superiority. How is it male superiority? Men protect and provide for women. Who is the first-class citizen? In the manosphere, they tell men that you're not born with value. You have to create your value. They say that women are born with value. Ladies first, protect, provide, pay for the date, open the door. That doesn't sound like male superiority. It sounds like the woman is a first-class citizen. If we made it about race, it would sound very racist. But why is it not sexist?
Watch a person develop bad habits, patterns, and practices while you're already in a relationship that they have to evolve from, right? Bad coping mechanisms that they have to evolve from. But it's another thing to see someone in the middle of their bullshit, realize that it's completely voluntary and it's a choice they're making, know they need to change it, and engage in a relationship with them, hoping that you can convince them to be different or better. What Red Pill is this idea, this men go their own way, this MGTOW or whatever it's called.
Don't try and educate the masses, bro, and you get this stuff wrong. MGTOW. Meg going their own way. But what is that? Ready?
Again, this idea that women aren't an essential part of life, or love isn't an essential part of life. A woman's love is useless and a not needed thing.
Not
right?
true.
So Red Pill or Men Go Their Own Way is all about a man living a life independent of love or relationships.
That's not true. That is not true, and I'm going to show you. This is what protecting and providing looks like. Who do you think loves who? In this picture, who loves who? Men consistently self-improve. They're never good enough. They take on all the pressure and the burdens with false promises to chase women. They want love.
To only use women for sex, for sexual gratification, and that's it. A woman is only the holes that she has to stick it in, and that is it. She is her orifices, and her orifices alone. That's what Red Pill pretty much is. It's emotional independence away from women.
You said women are used for sexual access only. Then why are they encouraging women to be virgins? Why do they encourage women to get married? Yeah? Why do they encourage this stuff, bro? It sounds like men are treating women like goddesses. Don't touch her. She's valuable. Don't ruin her. If you want to touch her, you better protect and provide for her and give her everything. You better provide for the children as well. Don't mess up. Where's the burden? Who has the pressure on them? It sounds like men has the pressure on them, right?
Men have gotten tired of a lot of the things that women have done over the years to either manipulate men, which do happen, lying on men, which does happen, to use kids against men and manipulate the children's relationships with fathers, which does happen. A lot of men have experienced a lot of trauma in relationships and trying to have relationships with women and have love and have marriages. A lot of men been cheated on, been taken for all their money, had their kids taken away from them when they were dedicated fathers, been lied to, abused, betrayed.
Do you remember Johnny Depp? Here, look at this. Guilty, false accusations, no rights, maximum punishment, prison, fines, losing rights. The woman is holding the special privilege and power, immunity, no accountability, protection, power over others, no consequences. Yeah. Favoritism over fairness. The judge is pointing at the man. Bias, power, control, justice for her, and punishment for him. You literally just painted out what men are experiencing. I'm not protecting or defending the manosphere, right? But you're not giving a way out.
All of these things, just like women. Women assume that men aren't having these experiences, and it's just complete hogwash. Men are having a terrible experience dating and having relationships and marriages as well.
You say as well, but you just saw that the justice system favors women. Child support, alimony. Men don't have their rights, bro. Women can opt out of motherhood, but men can't opt out of fatherhood. So where is the female hatred here?
fact, studies show that cheating is pretty much even in marriages. Women just don't get caught as much, and they cheat for different reasons that they are more likely to make excuses for, because it's more likely to be emotional, but it's cheating nonetheless. And
you just excused it. You just used the emotional card. They say it was emotional. This is a manosphere talking point. This is what the manosphere tell men. The manosphere tells men that, hey, she cheated on you because you weren't performing right. The manosphere tells men, if she cheats on you or leaves you, it's your fault. That's what Andrew Tate says to men. You didn't do your job as a man. It's female nature. That's an excuse. Are you on the manosphere side or not? Secondly, you want to see statistics? Okay, I'll put the link to this video down in the description below, but this man right here is one of the heads in the manosphere, right? He's not on my team, okay? Because you're going to listen to his man-hating, demonizing language, right? And he's going to tell you statistics on the men that are invisible, and I want you to really think about if your statistics on cheating is accurate, because it's not accurate. Ready?
Cake and eat it too. Why can't men have a cake or even eat one?
Well, so, I mean, it's one of these things where, again, it depends on where you're viewing this viewpoint from. And here's where the confusion comes. This is a great question. There's 3 genders right now in the world. 3 genders. High-status men, women, and low-status men. High-status men can have their cake and eat it too. They can date multiple women. High-status men can have casual sex with women who only want a relationship because they're so high status, they're in demand. They can get away with whatever they want. High status, but we're talking about the top 15, 10% of men. These men can get whatever they want. They can have their cake and eat it too. The men at the bottom 80% of men, remember on dating apps, 80% of men are deemed to be below average attractiveness. The average guy on a dating app matches with 6 out of every 1,000 people they right swipe on. The men at the bottom, they can't have their cake or eat it too. They can't do either one of these things. Women are the ones who can have their cake and eat it too, because low status men give them attention, but they're chasing after these high status men, meaning the low status men will take them on a date, like your previous question. They'll pay for the date and get nothing in return. The high status man will be like, hey, come over, while he's playing video games, and she'll have sex with him when he does nothing. The question is not whether or not I should pay or whether or not paying makes me attractive. The question is she already attracted to me before I go on the date? That's the question you need to ask, and that's the thing men need to work on, becoming maximally attractive. That's the cheat code. When men become more attractive, it's better for men. When men become more attractive, it's better for women as well. So that's the only thing you need to worry about. All these other things are just subterfuge.
So you're a third gender. Well, you and me are a third gender according to the manosphere. And he put high value men, women, and then low value men. And you and me are in that bottom low value. We're below women. He put in a hierarchy. High value, women, low value males. You were talking about how it's even with cheating. Very interesting. If that's true, how come it looks like this? He described this. 80% of men are invisible. It looks like women have more options than men. How are women not the ones cheating more? If men and women are cheating exactly the same, why do we have an incel problem? See that contradiction? That's a contradiction.
So for men who have looked at these statistics and looked at the data and felt the experience of pain, heartbreak, and disappointment, whether they were 16 and a girl told them no, or whether they didn't get no tail because they didn't have no game, or...
You see, that was a cheap shot. You smiled through that. You smiled through that. Actions speak louder than words, and you smiled through that the entire time. You know that was a cheap shot. You mentioned all that trauma and all that real stuff. The injustice on men, and you lead with a 16-year-old being turned down for some pum-pum. Nah, you know damn well what you were doing. That's a shame tactic, what I just mentioned. That is BS, bro. That is a low shot.
Whether they were married and had a failed marriage or got cheated on or got taken for half their money or whatever they think that happened to them.
The word you said, think. That's gaslighting. Psychological manipulation in order for you to second guess your reality. Whatever you think happened is gaslighting. Literally what I mentioned before, right? Manosphere, tradcons do it. Feminists definitely do it to men. You're doing it in this video. You're literally doing the same tactics, dude. It's amazing.
whatever trauma they've encountered. Men go their own way, or the red pill they swallow is, I'm done with women, I don't need love, right?
Wrong. The manosphere is not promoting this. MGTOWers, men going their own way. They're not saying I don't need love. I don't want abuse. They're walking away from the abuser. Don't you get it? The justice system? I don't hear any criticism of the justice system. This is victim blaming, right? I don't ever see, there's all this criticism on men, but there's no criticism on the abuse of men. See? And this is the problem. Society tells men to speak up and be honest. When we speak up, we get called misogynistic, incels, we get called names. That's why we go back into the cave of what the feminists call toxic masculinity. Oh, you should be able to talk about your feelings. When we do, we get told off for it. Get back in line.
That's almost never in the absence of sex. It's not like the red pill community is a bunch of guys just rubbing them out. The red pill community is going out here laying women down because they...
No, it's not true. How can we have an incel problem? That's what everyone talks about. We have an incel, involuntary celibate. So that's a contradiction. So what, okay, pause. What do we have? Do we have a bunch of dudes running girls through, or do we have a bunch of guys being sexually celibate? Which one is it? You got to pick one.
They focus on themselves. It's about creating the career and the life you want, the travel, the lifestyle, right? So they
attract
acquire
women.
the lifestyle because they put more focus on who they are, what they become, what they accomplish, how much money they have.
Yeah, too.
So they acquire all of these things that women like. So they, by nature, attract more women.
Thank you so much for actually getting it right. Self-improvement for women. There you go. Well done.
Even though they've made a decision, a conscious decision to never value another woman.
No. Protect and provide is a tradcon belief. Protect and provide, bro. You've got to all... See, yet again, the informed is now informing the masses. Fake news.
Beyond, again, her sex.
No.
So it's the commitment to use women sexually,
No.
but never use them again emotionally, and never use them again as life partners.
Why are they telling women to get married? Why? Dude, you see it all the time on Fresh and Fit. You see it all the time on the Whatever podcast. You see it all the time with Andrew Tate. They say, get married, have children.
Independence. It's basically the man's versions of, I don't need no man. We hear women say this all the time. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. It's basically men saying the same thing. Unfortunately enough,
No, it's not.
There is some truth behind it, so it's not complete hogwash. But what happened?
You spent this entire time talking about how the red pill's full of it, and then you say that there's some truth behind it. Make your stance, bro. Make your stance. Okay? I'm not protecting the manosphere. I'm protecting the men who are victimized towards the manosphere. They don't know another way out, and I'll show you soon.
Is the content that's created starts to become about how to manipulate women, how to best women, how to go to war with women, how to play shadow games with women. So it goes from independence and trying to create an indifference in yourself emotionally to how to conquer and destroy and seek out and go to war with women, which is completely effeminate and it's weird.
You said feminine. That's a manosphere term again. Going to war is feminine now? See, this is exactly what I mean, bro. What the hell are you talking about? Men are not going to war with women. They are self-improving for... You literally just said, create the life, self-improve for women. How is that going to war? Okay, let's paint this out. If women were going to war with men, women hit the gym, they earned money to go off and bang men. Does that sound like they're going to war with men? You think that's going to war with men? Using your logic. It's a joke, right? That would be the best war ever. That would be the best war ever if women collectively hit the gym, earned money, and they started banging us. That's what you're telling me. Oh, that's hilarious. That's great.
But that's the red pill community. That's what it's become. It's become a place where men go to complain about their experiences and support each other to a degree.
No, again. That's not true. They bully each other to self-improve. They tell each other that they're weak. They're not real men. That's right. Then that's dehumanizing language again. You don't know how anti-male the space is. The people going into the space are victims. The lessons taught are bad. Okay, it's a trap. The manosphere trap. That's what this is. The manosphere trap. It's a trap. And you also said before it's weird, or feminine and weird. You know, feminists use the term weird when they get held accountable for something that makes no sense. They say, ooh, that's weird. They talk about you shouldn't judge a woman for how big she is because that's mean. Yeah, as soon as you point out saying, hang on, feminists, you don't like to be held accountable for how fat you are, but you like to say small d energy or short man syndrome. That's body shaming. They go, oh, that's weird. You're weird. You're acting weird, bro. It's to shut down conversation. It's a social manipulation tactic. Shame, guilt, or insults. It's a shame tactic, bro. You're doing the exact same thing that manosphere guys do and feminist women do.
But also get revenge on women through the mistreatment and the intentional misuse of them. So it's dark because it starts from a place of pain, but it goes into a place of resentment and into a place of deep disdain. And from that deep disdain, there's a literal war with women a lot of these guys are having. And these comment sections will show you immediately what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there is a war. There is a gender war. And it's not us that say women are trash. They say men are trash. They say delete all men. Yeah? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, this is what I mean. You're so uninformed, you don't even know what you're talking about.
So to your question of explain the Redpill community's motives and how to tackle these guys, their motives are to live completely emotionally independent from women. And
no, as I've shown you guys the pictures before, he has no idea what he's talking about.
Have a good life outside of having healthy relationships or relationships at all with women outside of sex.
Wrong.
The motive is be as successful as possible, have the greatest life possible without a woman, but also attract more women and have as much sex as humanly possible if you want to, because now you have the glow and all the women's going to want you because you got money now, because you focused on you.
How can all the women want you if you're going to war with women? You see how that contradiction makes no sense, dude? Bro.
Right, so it's kind of self-improvement, and it's also wicked, evil manipulation. That's what it's become, even though.
So if it's self-improvement, how is it bad? It's bad to men. The standard's too high.
That's what it's become, even though that wasn't the original intention. To the question of how to tackle these guys, don't. Leave these guys alone. When you see a man watching a bunch of this Redpill content, no matter who the creator is, and it's a lot of these guys now, when you see a man that's a fan of a certain Redpill creator or a certain many Redpill creators, if you start hearing this high value man stuff, or you start hearing this alpha man stuff, if you start hearing these high value buzzwords, alpha male buzzwords, red pill buzzwords, MTGT.
You don't even know what you're talking about, yet you've been using buzzwords this entire time. What are you talking about, bro? You just mentioned feminine and weird.
GTOW, or men go their own way buzzwords, or you start hearing these things that sound like pimp ideology, or
what the hell is pimp ideology, dude?
or anti-simping ideology. When you hear the word simp, it's generally from somebody who watches a lot of Redpill content.
Do you know what a simp is, though? Like, okay, like if we're not allowed to use the word simp, what word do we use? Because simping is simply placing someone above you. When you simp, a pick me is the same thing, right? Simping, chivalry is the same thing, okay? So, what word do you want us to use?
Anytime a man expresses more frustration with men who treat women well than he does with men who abuse women, women, beat women, kidnap women, traffic women, if you hear more frustration from a man from men who have respect for women.
Stop. Who promotes that? When did Fresh and Fit ever talk about that stuff? Did they teach men this stuff? See, that you're just pulling things out your ass. Protect and provide are one of the two things about the masculine standard, the masculine burn and performance, the manosphere trap. Protect and provide, that sounds like a contradiction, bro. So you're just pulling out things out your ass at the moment and just claiming that this is red pill. Right at the start of the video, you said you have no idea what you're talking about. And this proves it. When did Kevin Samuels ever talk about this stuff? Because you tagged him in this video. When did whatever podcast ever promote this? Uninformed, fake news.
Than you do for men who beat women or hurt them in any way. If you hear no protective instinct at all in a man toward women he doesn't know outside of the ones in his family, then he's probably a red pill content user.
See, this is another shame tactic. If you don't protect someone you don't know outside of your bloodline, then you're a red pill guy. What you're doing is saying, if you don't do this thing, you bad. You don't do this thing, you bad. But men want to be good, so they have to do this, which is what? Protect. You are just making a manosphere argument. You just made this point yet again. If you don't do this, you're a bad man. Get in line. The red pill or the manosphere is not your friend. Neither is this guy.
And subscriber to a lot of different guys, and he's learning to actively manipulate and misuse women. And again, it didn't start that way, but that's the function of the red pill community now. A lot of good men get hurt, and they go somewhere where they can seek refuge, and then they get indoctrinated with this hatred of females. Don't tackle them. Don't deal with them. As soon as you get the signs that they're red pill guys, and I'll probably have to do another sign that a guy's a red pill. I'll probably do 10 signs that a guy's a red pill. That'd be one.
No, that won't be a video worth watching because this is such a miss.
One of my next videos. Leave him alone. Get far, far away from these guys. They value rulership over partnership and cooperation.
They are unhealed. But the thing is, you're putting so much focus on their pain and not the injustice. See, yet again, as I said, you're so focused on him not being healed. Once he's healed, then what, bro? I want to hear your thought. When he's healed, when he's finished healing, then what? You want him to go off and try again and go through the same process? No. Why aren't you focused on this? Female privilege and no accountability. Or why aren't you focused on this? The corruption in the justice system. There's no focus on the actual root of the problem. You're focused on the victim and not the abuser. You're focused on the abuse and not the abuser. Yeah? I want you guys to understand that. It's okay to be a victim as a man. You're still a man. A male human is a man, bro.
They value being served over mutually serving their relationships and their partners.
No, protecting and providing is giving way more than what women give back. Definitely. Yeah? If men have to go to war and do dangerous jobs and create the entire infrastructure, right? We have to protect and provide for women. We have to seek their approval. We're doing all the work, bro. You have not learned intersexual dynamics, not one bit. Not one bit. That's the entire point of masculinity, is work, slave term.
They are not offering healthy love, so do not tackle them at all. There's no way to get with a red pill man and make him a better man if he's already too far gone. It's too risky to deal with a man that is in that mindset. Don't worry about if he's salvageable. That's not a junkyard that you can go build yourself a car from. Just get.
Did you just call a man junk? Wow.
That's how you tackle that. Don't. Rule number 1, when you meet a red pill man, don't nothing. Period. Okay, that's how you tackle that. Anyway, follow me at Kev824 on Instagram. I hope that helps. I'll get with y'all later.
Kev, I hope you understand that this video is not a personal attack on you as a person. I did not make fun of you on how you looked or how you sounded. I was listening to you. I understood your message and I responded to you. Guys, I hope this was kind of a bit more educational into the aspect of me, but also the red pill and the manosphere. Okay, the manosphere is not the way out. I'm going to go and paint and show you. Okay, so you guys can see this picture. I want to show you a picture of what this looks like. We've got here male victims, and there's a road. Okay, there's this road. Okay, that men go on. They're here to find out what's going on, right? They find the manosphere. Why? Because our phone puts it into our algorithm so heavily. Why? Because it's gynocentric. Gynocentric being female worship. This is what happens. I'm sorry for the shit path. But that's what it looks like. It just puts you back down this path. And what happens through this section here? This is what happens. Money to be made. They sell courses, pickup artists, dating coaches, subscriptions, right? Super chats, the whole internet. It becomes a grift. It's kind of like cancer. Instead of curing cancer and curing the problem, which is what's causing male victims, they're just giving you chemo, which doesn't destroy it all the time. It puts you back into the cycle where it pops back up again, right? It goes into a cycle. This is men's rights or men's liberation. There is no money to be made. This is what happens when you go your own way. You avoid the justice system, marriage, right? The manosphere, and you fight for your rights. Liberation, men's rights. This is not feminism, right? This is true equality. And it's not a bad idea because it takes the pressure off you. Why? Because this is a lot of pressure. See? Performance pressure. This doesn't happen no more. You don't have to work this hard for women's validation, love, or acknowledgement. You're able to live peacefully, equally, with happiness, fairness, right? Freedom of choice, right? It doesn't mean freedom of responsibility, right? It just means that no one can enslave you to things. That means justice systems and courts are not favoring women. They're going to look at things fairly and not look at things through a sexist lens. The Me Too movement is like a sexist lens. As soon as a woman says, I am a victim, it's assuming the man is guilty. The red pill and manosphere looks appealing. It's a grift. It's not helping you. It's cosplay. That's what it is. It's cosplay. It's telling you to become a victim because there's money to be made. Remember this picture. I want you guys to remember this picture. This is a damn good picture I've made.